Hello guys, and very welcome to my channel and another video. If you're new here, my name is Angelica and this channel is almost all about makeup. I do some vlogs from time to time, I do some clothing hauls, I love fashion, but I do love makeup and I love neutral makeup, colorful makeup, everything in between. So if you want a place to watch makeup content and just relax, have a good time, I think this is the place to be. So with that being said, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Hit that notification bell. I upload Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, just so you know. And today we're going to talk about makeup. I have filmed this look. It's a makeup challenge. I don't know if it's already up. If it's up, I will leave it up in the card down below. If it's not, it will come on my channel soon. But we're going to talk about makeup today. We're going to talk about eyeshadow palettes, and that is always so much fun. I thought I was going to show you guys from 5 brands, the most used eyeshadow palette and the least used eyeshadow palette. So it's not like favorites. It could be, I mean, if you use a palette that much, or much, probably it's your favorite, but it can also be like it's very good for everyday look. You use that palette often, and that's what I'm gonna show you. Anyways, let's start. I have 5 brands here. I'm gonna start with Nabla. I'm gonna start with the palette I use the most from this brand. I have a few palettes from them and I really love their quality. I really love Nabla. And I was debating about 2 palettes. I'm gonna show you the 2 palettes. The palette I was thinking about was the Dreamy 2. This one I have used so much. I love to use it in my day-to-day life. I love to use it when autumn and winter is here, like not in the summer because it's really dark, but I really love these colors. But I actually went with this one instead because this is the palette I think I reach for all year around, and I feel like I get so happy when I use it, and I use it when I go to work. And this is the Soul Blooming palette. I mean, look at this. This is so beautiful. You can go dark. You have a dark purple here. You have a dark brown. I love a dark brown in the palette. You have these peachy tones. You have some neutrals. You have some pinky, peachy shades. And this one is very, very beautiful. It's like a duochrome with purple and a little bit of pink hint. And this one you can like have as a topper. It's a really, really beautiful palette, and you can go neutral, you can go a little more colorful. And I just get so happy when I use this. So I often take this. I have a lot of palettes, let me tell you that. You will never see like a real dent or dip in this in my palettes because I rotate my palettes a lot. So these are the palettes I grab from time to time. So you're not gonna see a pan on the on one of my eyeshadow palettes. It's not gonna happen. I have too many, and I like to rotate. So I'm not like try to pan anything, but I will say I've used this a lot. So for a girl that has maybe 200 palettes, I like this. I use it from time to time and I think it's a beautiful palette. So the least used palette from this brand is actually this Cutie Palette. I have 3 Cutie Palettes. I have the Platinum, this Wild Berry, and I also have the Coral palette. And the other 2 I use a lot actually, but this one I never grabbed this one. Well, I do actually from time to time, but not as much as the other palettes I have from Nabla. I don't know. I just feel like it's not that interesting. I love the colors here. I love berry tones. I love pinks, but I feel like it's nothing special and fun with this. I feel like I have these colors, so I don't feel like I'm not reaching for this, but it is pretty, so it's nothing wrong with this palette at all. It's just me and what I feel like. I'm not like, oh, I want to use the wild berries. It never happens almost, so I don't know. Maybe I should have it in my shop stash because it's a beautiful palette and it's nothing wrong with it, so it's beautiful. And then we have Juvia's Place. I love Juvia's Place. I haven't bought from them for ever. I don't know, the latest palette I bought from them is one of these that I'm gonna show you, but since then they have released these big palettes. They have released the small, well, I have a small palette actually from, anyways, it feels like I don't buy every palette they come out with anymore. So I don't know. I have two palettes here, as I said. I have the one I have used the most, and that's it's the Sahara and 2 palette. This one I can use all year around, and it's sometimes I just grab it for these 2 shades, because this is a peachy gold, oh my god, and this is like a gold goodness, like a sparkle. I mean, need to swatch this. Like, it's just a beautiful inner corner highlight, or you just want some really nice metallic gold on your lid or inner corner. Beautiful. I don't use this blue that much, to be totally honest. I love this like burgundy red here, and this one, and all these mattes are amazing. I adore this palette. It's so good. I don't know if they have it anymore, but this one I have used the most of my Juvia's Place palettes, and I have a lot of Juvia's Place, a lot. So, and I love them all, but this one is a little like, when I think about Juvia's Place, I think about this one and some others, but this one I always like, oh, I'm gonna use this. And maybe I have it on display like in front of me. I can see it. I have so many palettes, but the ones that I can see is like in the front of my organizer. So I see this every time when I go into my room. So maybe that's why also I do remember to use it, and I really like it. And the least used palette from this brand is the Warrior 3. It's this palette. I can tell you, well, I've used it, but I haven't used it that much. I don't know what it is. It has some pretty colors here, but I think it's these 2. I have to pull out another palette all the time, because I don't want these 2 on my lid maybe when I do a look, because all these are mattes. These are the 2 shimmery shades. This is more metallic. This is more like a shimmer, but there you can see grayish blue, and this is blue. And if I don't want blue on my lid, I need to pull out another palette. And then it kind of like, no, I'm not going to use this. But I should, because I love yellow, I love red, I love these like pinky purpley shades. So I mean, it's a pretty palette, but I don't use it that much. And I love the front. Look at this. It looks brand new. I feel like it could be brand new because I feel like I haven't used this that much. But it's a pretty palette. I don't have anything against it. It's just like, you know, I need to pull out another palette to use it. And then we have BH Cosmetics. I have so many palettes from BH Cosmetics. Yeah, so my most used palette from this brand, it's the Mimosa palette. I love pinky tones. I love yellow, and when we open it up, if you haven't seen it, it looks like this. You have pinks, you have yellow, you have beautiful shimmers here. Oh my god, I use this so much. When I think about pink, I use this one. I pull it out in the summertime. It's amazing. In the winter too. I mean, I'm not like just using specific shades in specific like seasons, but when winter and autumn is here, I like to grab the darker shades, but this one I can use all year around. It's like, I get so inspired when I look at it. I just feel happy because it's like a happy color story. It's beautiful. If you like pinks, this is stunning. So of course, this one I use almost all the time. I feel like I grab this one. That's why I haven't used the Natasha Denona Love palette that much, because I love this too much. So when I think about pinks, I take this one instead of the Love palette. But yeah, that's just how it is. And my least used palettes, or do you say least used palettes? I hope so, because this is what I've been saying through this video. Anyway, this is the Aurora Lights palette by BH Cosmetics. These are the baked shadows. I actually got this from my friend Modin. I will link her down below. I hope I don't forget it. She was kind enough to send me this because she didn't want it. She was not using it. Oh my god. And what have I done? No, I haven't used it either. Well, I have used it. I had it in my Shop My Stash as well, but I don't grab this one that often, to be totally honest, and you can see why. There is no mattes here, But it's so beautiful. So maybe I actually should have it in my Shop My Stash, because when I look at it now, I can just have another palette that I have the mattes in and just have this one as a shimmer palette, because this taupey shade here and the silver, amazing. And also these fun shades here, like, and this, and the pinks. Yeah, it's beautiful, but I don't use it that much, to be totally honest. But now I will put it in my Shop My Stash. I'm gonna put it there so I don't forget. I mean, oh my god. Okay, moving on. Let's go to Colourpop then. Colourpop. Oh my god, I have so many palettes from Colourpop, and I use them. I actually use my palette from Colourpop. Well, yeah, there are some that I don't use that often, but I still use them. I mean, I like them. So the one I think I've used the most, not sure. I have so many palettes. I have 3 that I was thinking about. Maybe I should just grab them so you can see. I was thinking about this Sweet Talk palette, because this one I've used a lot. Yeah, maybe this is the one. I don't know. I have used this one anyway from time to time because I really like it. I've also used the California Love, the warm brown goldish neutral palette. I love this one. But the one I was thinking about, and I think I've used the most, is the Lilac You a Lot. This one, this cutie, you have to like push this in because these are like popping out, these shimmers in this palette. But I think I've used this one the most because I love purples all year around. When I feel like I want a colorful look, I go often for pink or purple. And I really love this one. It's so beautiful. I love this shade here. I have talked about this maybe every time I talk about this palette, but this one, amazing. Yeah, so I think it's this one actually that I've used the most of my Colourpop palettes. And as I said, I really love that palette so much. And yeah, I'm so happy I have it. And the palette I don't use that much, that I've used at least from my Colourpop collection, is the So Jaded palette. In collaboration with Kathleen Lights. I have rearranged this palette, so you know. So when I open it up, it doesn't look like it looks original, so you know. But it's the same shades. I've just rearranged the whole thing because I was so annoyed when I opened this up. Every time I open it up, I just closed it again. I feel like, what am I going to do? I can't see any color combination I want to do. It just was all messy, and now I rearranged this. I have a video actually where I have rearranged it. I will try to leave it up in the card down below if you want to see. I pop everything out, organize it, put it back in, doing a look, and I like it more now when I have rearranged it. Look at it. This is how I like it to be. Maybe I should pop up a picture how the original palette looks like, so you can see. And I feel like this is very similar to the Mood palette or something, the new palette from Colourpop. Like when I rearranged it, I can pop up a picture as well. So I think, yeah, I don't need the new palette. I wouldn't get it either anyway, I mean. But yeah, this is the palette I've used the least. But when I look at it now, when it's all rearranged this way, in this way, I feel like I can use it more. So maybe I also should have it in my Shop My Stash actually, because this shade is such a beautiful shade. This yellowish green, very pretty. And I'm looking at, because I'm looking at what the names are, but they are not in the order. So I don't know why I'm looking at that. Anyways, that was my like least used palette from Colourpop. Now we just have one brand left, and it's from Oden's Eye. I have some palette from Oden's Eye, and yeah, the palette I've used the most is the recent palette I got from them. And I use this so much. And it's from, no, it's the Sago Freya palette. It's the one that looks like a book. So you have two sides here. You have this one, and you have this one. So this is the more rosy toned side of it, and I really love this one. Oh my god, this shimmer is spectacular. It's amazing. I've used this so much in the summer, this summer. My vacation, like, I just use this all the time. And this is the more neutral side. I love this dark brown here. To do a wing with this is perfect. It's so pigmented and dark, guys. And then you have a pop of green and you have a pop of orange as well. But I really like this palette. It is small too. I really like it. The only thing though, it's two sides. So you have to like do like this too when you want to use both sides. But I don't feel like it's a problem. I really love this one. As I said 100 times. Stop it, Angelica. Okay, the palette I have used the least from Odin's Eye is actually this one. The Norns palette. And I really like this one. I mean, it's very colorful. But, I mean, when I'm using palettes in my day-to-day life, it's when I go to work. And I use more the neutral palettes from them, the Elva and the Solmåne palette, more than this one. Maybe it's because the mattes are quite dark here, so I need to pull out another palette to make it more like wearable when I go to work. I mean, I can use colors when I go to work, no one cares, but sometimes I just feel like I don't want to like start to pull, like take one of these dark shades and start to like blend it out to get a transition. I want something easy in the morning. I can use colors, no problem, but I do need some more lighter mattes to do that, and I feel like then I need to grab another palette for that. So having 2 palettes or 3 palettes in the morning, I don't know. This is not like a work palette for me when I go to work. So that's why I don't use it that much, but it's so pretty. This green is amazing. I did a look with this one and that look with this green and this one, I think, together. Oh my god, I love that look. I need to watch that video, my own video. No, I need to watch how I did, because that look I really, really loved. Unfortunately, this one I don't use that much in my day-to-day life, so that's why I don't use it that often. But that was it, guys. That was the 5 brands I chose for today. Tell me down below if you want me to do more of these, because I have brands like Nomad Cosmetics, I have Revolution, I have Kaleidos. I have brands that I have more than like 3 palettes from, so I can do this video. And tell me down below if you want to see more and what brands maybe. Give me a hint. But yeah, this was it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, talking about eyeshadow palettes is always fun. I know some of you wanted me to show my most used or my favorite palettes. I have a video up where if I just could keep 10 eyeshadow palettes in my collection, what would that be? And in that video, it was more like I needed a palette. I needed a rainbow palette. I needed colorful palette. I needed that and that and that. So that was not like maybe not my 100% favorite eyeshadow palette, but when I was thinking doing that video, like a new video that I'm gonna tell you my absolute favorite eyeshadow palettes, I realized it overlapped a lot. A lot of those palettes that was in that video would be in this video, like if I would show my favorite eyeshadow palettes in my collection. So I don't know, do you want to see that? Because there will be a lot of repeat palettes, like the same palettes in that video as in the, I don't know. Tell me down below if you are interested. I can do it, but I just felt like this is going to be kind of the same video. But then I remember I could do something like this, because this is also very fun, just to show you guys what palette I'm using the most and using the least from a brand. But that was it. I have been talking a lot now, so I will say goodbye to you guys for now. I will have a video up Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. I don't know when this is coming up, this video, but I hope I see you then, and take care. Bye.